Okay, hey everybody, I'm back and I want to show you the finished mini album that I did. This is going to be for Lesia's son, one of her sons for Christmas, and I'll be doing another one that I may get to show as well. But this was my first one, and there's a lot that you learn. So I'll try to remember to kind of give you guys those little heads up when I come across them. So first on the outside, I used I think I used like 5 different paper packs to do this. A lot, I think I used a combination of Paper Studios and DCWV to do this. The Travels and some Bohemian and just different paper stacks. But I know I used, I'm looking at my table, I used 5 different paper lines to do this. And I'll try to include in the video which ones that I used. So for the outside, this paper was kind of busy, and I didn't think it needed a whole lot of embellishment. It's for a guy, and so, you know, guys aren't as foo-foo shishi as we are, so they don't need a whole bunch of embellishment. And on the travel paper, it has a destination, and then I left a little space where he could write something if he wanted to. His nickname is Pepe, so I put on here Pepe's Travels. I cut this out using my Cricut and Ashland alphabets. I used some Recollections corners. Here, this is it's a door pull by Paper Studios. And then this is a Meadow Mariner's Compass. That's Tim Holtz. And on the side, I continued with the paper from the front. And then on this corner, I used one of the paper pack. It had some damask embossed paper, and underneath the embossing, there's print. So that came out really well. And then this is the back. I just kind of left it plain. Okay. The opening, the closure is a magnet closure. I could not find the basic gray magnets, so I went to a company called Amazing Magnets, and you have to buy the magnets in bulk. They're not very expensive, but they hold very well. And I got a 40. I think that's how you would measure them, so I got a 40. And they're pretty strong. And in the inside, now I'm going to probably shift this back and forth so you guys can see as much as possible. In the inside, I kind of made these pockets a little wider, and the reason is because I wanted to be able to put different things inside the pocket, and I normally have a habit of making my pockets too tight. So this time I think I did pretty good with this one. I left it pretty loose on here. Here I used just a Tim Holtz clip, and that's to hold this little car. I used the Tim Holtz jalopy to make this car. What I did, I put pattern paper on chipboard, 2 different kinds, and then I cut it out. You know, I cut the shape out once it dried. On the back, I added a just a piece of what do you call it? Cream colored cardstock. I just added a piece of that on there, stamped it with a postage stamp, and so he would have a little bit of room to write something on if he wanted to. This was the cutest thing. I found this at Hobby Lobby. It's like a little passport book. So I thought that would be cute in there. And then this was just an extra piece of some of the paper that I had. And so what I did is I glued one side to another side and cut it out with my I think I used the grand squares. Spellbinder's Grand Squares to do that. So I have this clipped in here because the pocket is a little wide. I decided to clip, I'm sorry about my arm, you guys. I decided to clip that in there to hold that into place. Then I'm going to zoom in I'm going to try to anyway. Well, maybe not. Okay. Here I used some velvet paper, just like the one here. Trim from Hobby Lobby. This postcard was in the paper line. It's in one of the paper packs. You get like 2 sheets of this. And I don't like empty backs, so what I did is, again, I glued the front and the backs of some paper together, and then I just trimmed it down to the size of the postcard that was in the paper. And then just covered the front pockets with the paper. And I tried to have each pocket have a color theme. So this is the burgundy pocket. The tabs that I used these tabs, I used my Stampin' Up! Punch. You can still get this punch. However, we went on eBay to look, and people are being really ridiculous about the pricing of the punch. The punch, I believe, was $16.95, and I think we saw one that was as high as $70. So that's just totally insane. Not even worth it. Create your own punch. And then on the back, he can put a photo. Okay, and then in the inside, I used some of the paper line, used a stamp here, some more of that damask paper. Really, really like it. What I will tell you guys, what I found out is when I first put these papers on the pockets, it was really cool. I have no problem. But I used my ATG gun. Not going to hold. Especially if you're using cardstock on craft paper and it has a lot of bends or it has a lot of points of pressure. You're going to need to either use double-sided adhesive or a wet glue. And if I were you, I would use a wet glue. The only reason why I normally don't use wet glue is because I don't want to wait for it to dry. But in this case, I ended up going back because the pockets were starting, the mats were starting to lift. I ended up going back and using wet glue anyway. So lesson learned there. When you go to put your paper on, because of this type of design, you might want to use wet glue. So that's one thing that I learned. Okay, again, some trim, Hobby Lobby, another postcard. Each pocket has trim and each pocket has a postcard with a finished back. So here's this postcard and there's the finished back for that one. You guys, I apologize for the lighting. I'm limited on space and I am not a videographer, as you can tell. This is the brown pocket. Okay, so basically it's brown. It does, of course, have some other colors. On the flaps, what I tried to do is I stuck with the same sheet of paper. So this would be like the bottom of that paper. This was the top. And so I just, cut out the part that I was interested in and the part that I wanted to showcase on here. And then that's what I used to make these flaps work. The other thing I will tell you, when you are doing these flaps and you put your paper on, you have to be really, really careful, because I was so excited. I was just rolling through the project, right? And I put all the papers on upside down. Your pocket will determine how you want your papers put on. And I was just going to town. And then I had this turned upside down. This was upside down, and no matter, the only way to make it right would have the pocket be inside, but that's not the direction that we were trying to take. Now, if you want your flaps to be on the outside, that's perfectly fine. I just didn't want mine that way. So just be careful. If you are using printed paper, you know, with specific print that you're trying to showcase, just be careful how you put it on. Otherwise, you're going to have a nightmare like I did and pretty much start the pockets all over again. Here, another postcard with a finished back. Trim on here. And I think this is the blue pocket. Blue or green. Bluish green. And then again, I use some paper with different embossing on it. There's different embossing on it. Here, I used a lot of them. Tim Holtz edger die, and I'm going to try to hold this up because you can see the edger die that I used here. And then what I did is I also used a Stampin' Up. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know how well you can see that. I used a Stampin' Up. One of those, what is it? I don't know I can't remember what you call it, but it's this thing. The wheel. I used a large wheel. And then I used the edgers on 2 pieces of paper. The one in the back is a brown. And then I inked them both and kind of lifted it up a little bit so it looks like it's maybe 1/8 of an inch higher to give it that shadow look. This one I just did 1 piece on that one and just inked that edge up. Okay, so let's see. Next page is the yellow page, so we'll close that up. Next page is the yellow page. Again, another postcard with a finished back. And so this is some velvet trim, again, that I got from Joann's. Here's the insert here, which is a bicycle. It's a big embossed bicycle, and I thought that was so cool. So I wanted to incorporate that. And then on the back, you have a tag. He can write stuff on the back of that, too. And then here I used the suitcases that were embossed onto the paper. And then at the bottom of that paper, it showed this trip checklist, and I like that, so I incorporated that too. In the inside, I'm going to try to get a little bit closer. Okay, so in the inside here, I used another edger's die, Tim Holtz edger's die. You could probably see it better on this side. Oops. On this side, you can probably see this better. So I inked them both and then just glued those on. Here I used a Stampin' Up punch is what I used, and I did that stamp off technique and then just put it, and that's a English phone booth is what that is. Okay, let's scooch out a bit. All right, and then here, another postcard, finished back. I really like this one because it has the script writing on it and then the script writing on the front. And again, I did the same technique. What I did was I glued the backs of 2 pieces of paper. I glued the back of a printed piece of paper to the postcard that was in the paper line and let it dry, trimmed it down. And then here's the insert for this one. It's really cool. These, there was a bench here that I didn't need. I was just more interested in these, this light pole. And then on the back here, I incorporated another one of the postcards. And you get 2 sheets of these postcards, and I really like the way they look. So I kind of put them all throughout the book, using some of them on the inserts as well. Here we have a train with some gears embossed on there, and then this is a reservation, and then it has the little embossing over here, and then this page has some harlequin embossing a little bike here. And this is all a part of the paper line, so I didn't have to really do a whole bunch there. This page, I used some black velvet paper, some gold trim that I had from my stash. Here's another postcard that I finished. The backing on that one, I really like this matte paper. That is some really cool paper. So I don't know how well I can get you to see that, but it's a map paper. So that was kind of cool using that. This insert I really do like. On this one I used a Tim Holtz edger die on this one. On this side, what I did was I laid down a piece of black printed paper, and then I took another piece, cut out a Labels 28, Spellbinders Labels 28, and layered that on top to give it this look. And then this is just a piece from the paper that I cut out and put on there. And then on the back of here, this is a destination and date label. It's got an embossed key on here. And then this I thought was just awesome is this ship on here. You guys, this is really, really pretty. They have a lot of pretty embossed large figures that you can see. It's embossed, so I'm trying to avoid the glare and all that other stuff. So, but it's really, really pretty. Really made that stand out. And then this is some more paper. Use some Tim Holtz edger's die on that one. In the back here, another Tim Holtz paper clip. Oh, sorry. Another Tim Holtz paper clip right here, holding this is a wooden postcard. That is so cool. And I believe this is Kaiser Craft, and you get 2 in a pack. So it has the postcard etched in here, and then the little stamp place right there. So, and because these pockets are large, I think these paper clips came in handy to hold that in. And then, smoky glasses. Right here is another little pocket with a magnet closure. So I just used some of the paper to trim the pocket. I used my 3/4 inch circle punch to make the little notch right here for lifting that up. Kind of left a little room in here, but not enough. And then here's a little pocket right here. So you can put something there. And he can also put something in this pocket as well. Okay. Now, what I was hoping, but I didn't know I was going to buy this little postcard thing. And it looks like this should fit in here without any problem. However, it doesn't. This postcard thing is too thick. And I even thought about taking out some of the sheets, but I didn't want to mess it up. So I decided to just leave it. I mean, I could get it in there, but I'm afraid that it would tear. So I didn't want to take a chance because, I mean, as you can see, I can push it down there, but I don't want to tear it. So I decided that we'll just keep that in the front. We'll just keep that in the front. All right. And that's it for me. Oh, a couple other tips I would give you. My magnets are pretty strong. They hold very well. I can tap the book and it doesn't fall down. However, I think for the next one, what I may do, I put 4 magnets. I have 4 magnets right here and 4 magnets right here. And I think next time, oops, did I show you where? I have 4 magnets right here. Oh man. 4 magnets right here. And then I have 4 magnets right here to hold. And you can do it that way, but I think next time what I'm going to do is maybe put a magnet here, 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 and here, because I want something on this side, because I want it to but I mean, like I said, it's pretty sturdy. It's holding without any problem. I'll show you when you get your magnets, if you order them from that place, they come in a row, just like this. When I tell you these are some strong magnets, y'all, these are some strong magnets. These don't play. These are serious magnets. And they come in a minimum bulk of 100. And they're very good, very worth the money that you're going to pay. And again, it's not a whole lot of money that you're going to pay, and that's including shipping. Okay, so this is my first decorated one from the tutorial that I did. Some things I learned, and I'm about to do a second one. I'm about to decorate a second one, so I will apply the things that I learned. And I hope you guys give it a try. It's a really easy mini, and it's really cute once you're done decorating it. All right. Thank you so much for watching.